Hello, and welcome back to I'm Still Here. I'm really glad you've joined me today. I want to begin with a simple question. Have you ever spent hours worrying about something, only to realize that no matter how much you thought about it, nothing changed? Maybe you've replayed a conversation over and over. Maybe you've worried about the future. Maybe you've wondered whether you've made the right decision. Or maybe there's something in your life right now that feels uncertain, and your mind keeps returning to it, searching for an answer. If that's you, I want you to know something. You're not alone. And you're certainly not the only person who's ever wished they could switch their thoughts off for a while. Today, I want to talk about finding peace with the things we can't control. But before we go any further, I want to clear something up. When people say let it go, it can sound incredibly simple, almost as if difficult thoughts should disappear the moment we decide we're done with them. But if you've ever tried not to think about something, you've probably discovered how difficult that can be. Sometimes the harder we try to push a thought away, the louder it becomes. And that's because our minds are designed to think, to predict, to remember, to imagine, to protect us. The problem isn't that difficult thoughts appear. The problem is when we start treating every thought as a fact, or every worry as a problem that must be solved immediately. I think many of us spend a lot of energy trying to control things that were never really ours to control. Other people's opinions, the future, past mistakes, whether someone understands us, whether life unfolds exactly according to plan. And carrying all of that can become exhausting. It's like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the more slips through your fingers. So what do we do? If we can't simply stop thinking these thoughts, how do we stop them from taking over our lives? I'd like to share a simple exercise. Think of a thought that's been weighing on you recently. Maybe it's, what if things don't work out? I'm falling behind. I should have done things differently. Now, instead of saying the thought directly, try adding these words in front of it. I'm having the thought that... So instead of, I'm falling behind, it becomes, I'm having the thought that I'm falling behind. Notice the difference. The thought is still there. We're not pretending it isn't. But there's a little more space between you and the thought, a little more room to breathe. Because you are not the thought. You are the person noticing the thought, and that distinction matters. Now, while distancing yourself from these thoughts, I'd like you to ground yourself. That can either be from planting your feet firmly, clasping your hands, or gently tapping your collarbone, or any other way that can help you feel present. While doing so, I'd like you to take a moment, look around your environment, and see what things are present. The aim isn't to stop the thoughts. The aim is to reduce the impact our thoughts have on us by helping create some space. Here's another image that has helped many people. Imagine you're sitting beside a peaceful stream. Every thought that appears in your mind is placed on a leaf floating on the water. The thought doesn't need to be positive. It doesn't need to be fixed. Just place it on a leaf and watch it drift by. Another thought appears. Place it on another leaf and let it float downstream. Some thoughts may return, and that's okay. Place them on another leaf and let them drift by again. The goal isn't to stop thoughts from appearing. The goal is to remember that you don't have to climb into the stream and follow every single one. I think that's one of the biggest lessons life teaches us. Not every thought deserves our attention. Not every fear deserves our energy. And not every worry deserves a seat at the center of our day. There's another exercise I'd like to leave you with this week. It's called the mine and not mine exercise. Take a piece of paper and draw a line down the middle. On one side, write, mine. On the other side, write, not mine. Under mine, you might write, my actions, my choices, my effort, my attitude, how I treat myself and others. Under not mine, you might write, other people's opinions, the past, someone else's choices, future outcomes, things I cannot predict. Sometimes seeing it written down helps us realize just how much we've been carrying unnecessarily. And if you find yourself caught in a spiral of worry this week, I want you to ask yourself one gentle question. Is this mine to carry? Not because it will make the thought disappear, but because it may help you loosen your grip. And sometimes that's enough. Let's take a moment together before we finish. Take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. And again, a slow breath in and out. Now quietly remind yourself, I do not need to solve everything today. I do not need all the answers right now. I can trust myself to handle what comes next. I can make space for uncertainty. And I can still find peace. The truth is, peace doesn't come from controlling everything. It comes from recognizing that some things are beyond our control and trusting ourselves anyway. Trusting that we can take the next step. Trusting that we can meet tomorrow when it arrives. Trusting that we don't have to carry every burden at once. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Thank you for showing up for yourself. And thank you for allowing yourself these moments of reflection. This week, I hope you'll be gentle with your mind. Not every thought needs to be fought. Not every worry needs to be solved. Sometimes the kindest thing we can do is acknowledge the thought, take a breath, and let it pass through. Until next time, protect your peace. Be kind to yourself. Trust your journey. And remember, you're still here. Take care.